Greetings once again to all my fellow watch enthusiasts on Facebook and YouTube and wherever else this video is being seen and shared. It's the Lean Driver again, and I'm coming back to you with another unboxing, but this one is with a bit of a twist. As you can see, it's another Zelos watch, but technically, I didn't buy this watch, and I will explain briefly because I'll try and be brief because I love getting comments about, oh, we waited 5 minutes into the video before he showed the watch, blah, 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 blah. Anyway, this Zelos didn't actually start out as mine. It is now mine, but it actually was purchased by my father. Who has a watch collection that is, in a word, stupendous, and includes some really, really fine pieces, which I'm not going to go into. But he recently saw my Great White, the teal ringed black Great White watch from Zelos, and he really liked it. And I showed him the website, and he poked around in there a lot, as he does, and actually purchased a Helmsman 2, which I've also reviewed one of those, but his is a bronze case like mine, but with the blue face because he is very fond of blue. After that watch came in, and he was very impressed with the quality of the watch, the price point, and so on, and decided, after looking at the website some more, that he really liked the SkyRaider line. And when the time came that the SkyRaider came out, he went ahead and he bought one. And that is what's in this box here. Typical Zelos wood box with the piano style hinges and the magnetic catches on the front to hold the lid down, and the Zelos roll in the leather, the blue leather. And in here is your typical Zelos loadout, the bag that the watch came in, an extra strap if you want it, with quick release. You can see the quick release on there to make changing them a lot easier, and I appreciate that, Elgin. Zelos warranty card. This is number 41 out of 50. Was purchased in January of 2019. And it was purchased directly from Zelos itself. And what he opted for was the SkyRaider bronze case, but fully skeletonized, because he can. And he did. Now, beautiful piece. I mean, I first saw this when it arrived at his house. It only took 3 days, by the way, 3 days from Singapore to my father's home, which is not far from where I live. Take note of that, USPS. It is possible. And it's just a gorgeous. It's even better looking than my blue one. And I was so jealous. Look at all the jewels, the blued screws. The heartbeat of the watch banging away with the little pulsings and movement, and the decorations on the gears. I mean, that's what you see when you look at my blue SkyRaider with a solid face. You see the same view out the back, but this is what you see in a fully skeletonized SkyRaider up front. All the bridge work and the metal work and the movement itself, and the second hand down there at the 6 o'clock. You can see the whole thing is moving. Just gorgeous. I mean, I've really fallen in love with this watch. I really have. And where's the serial number here? Somewhere around here. There it is. Come on. 41 out of 50. And the sapphire crystal front and back. Nice flat crystals, so it doesn't distort and take away from the beauty. Now, why is this watch in my possession? You might ask, or you might not care, but I'll tell you anyway. As you know, or maybe you don't, the SkyRaiders are a manual wind. There is no automatic. You can see there's no rotor back here. There's no automatic winding. This is a fully manual wind, just like the old days. And it's rather stiff. It's a rather stiff wind. It's not a problem for me, but it was a problem for my father. He is not as manually dexterous as he used to be. I'll leave it at that. But it got to the point where he was not able to wind the watch anymore, and he wasn't wearing it. And he felt like it was going to waste, so he decided that it should go to a good home, and that good home was my home. He knows of my collection, and he approves. So the watch came home to me a couple of days ago, and just as it was when it came out of the package, when my father started wearing it, he chose the brown leather Horine over the gray canvas with the leather back, of course, but he preferred this because it matches up with the bronze real well. And I have to say, I agree with him. If I had this watch in the stainless steel case, I would probably go with this, because the gray would, in my eyes, go better with the stainless. Anyway, so the watch is now quote-unquote mine, although he did say if I ever want to wear it again, I'll just let you know and you can bring it over. And I said absolutely, because he's my father and he deserves that respect. Anyway, got my little handwritten notes here. As I said, this is a Zelos SkyRaider, bronze case, bronze buckle, bronze crown, signed bronze crown, stainless steel screw down case back. It is not a screw down crown, however. Fully skeletonized, as you can see, and fully decorated. And I gotta say, just gotta say again, this decoration of the movement and all the pieces and parts is just gorgeous. It's just mesmerizing. It is, at the end of the day, an ETA 6498-1 decorated manual wind movement. It is not an automatic movement. I believe it does hack. No, it doesn't. Nope, I'm wrong. It does not hack. Okay. You know what? I had that same problem when I reviewed the blue one that I have. I really have to start taking memory exercises or something. It is a 50-meter water resistant. You could probably get it wet in a rainstorm. Maybe take it for a light swim, although with a leather band I really wouldn't recommend it, but I'm certainly not going to go scuba diving in this thing. 50 meters is sort of bare minimum for everyday activities. It is a 42.5 millimeter case. It is 13 millimeter thick. And it is a 50 millimeter lug to lug, which means that this watch wears very comfortably on most wrists. It is a 22 millimeter lug width. It is, let's see, CUSN8 bronze. And it uses BGW9 Superluminova on the indices, the hands, and I think there's a slightly different loom on the signed crown with the Z. Now let's put this baby on. People ask me why I don't do wrist checks like everybody else does. I do them occasionally, but I don't do them consistently. And the reason I don't do wrist checks is because I like to put the watch I'm reviewing on my wrist during the review, and having to take another watch off to me just wastes time, when what you guys really want is to see the watch being worn. And there she is on my 7¼ inch wrist. And as you can sight down my wrist, you see that the lugs fall just perfectly at the edge of my wrists. Or wrist, I should say. It's one wrist here, one wrist here, which I don't Schwarzkopf, at least not very often, so just using the one wrist. Big crown. I've heard people on the forums complain about the size of the crown on the SkyRaider. And, you know, I can see their point. I mean, if I had this thing pushed all the way down here, which is where I don't wear my watches, I could see that could be, you know, it's bent, you bend your wrist back and it's, you know, you get a poke. Well, that don't bother me none, to use the southern vernacular. Don't bother me none, because I don't wear my watches there. I wear them up here, and you can see I can fully articulate my wrist, and it never comes in contact with the crown. And it's just a beautiful watch, and it keeps time just lovely. I mean, you would expect it to with a Swiss movement. It is keeping time beautifully. Don't have to wind it very often. I think it has like a 41-hour power reserve. And it also has a clutch, or some kind of clutch type mechanism in there. You can't overwind this. When it's full, this stops dead. See, I can wind it. I wound it this morning. And you wind and you wind and you wind. And at some point, it's gonna, yep, there it is, right there. Right there. You cannot move it anymore. It will physically not move. So you can't overwind it. You can't, hopefully you can't break the spring and screw the watch up. I'm sure if I did it, the excellent customer service that Elshin provides, he'd bail me out. But you can't, it doesn't seem like you can break the watch that way. Just beautiful, beautiful watch. I'm sorry that my dad can't wear it anymore. I mean, he really liked the watch. He's got a ton of them, and this one was, it seemed to be on his wrist all the time. And it's a shame that he can't, but as he said to me, my loss is your gain, and this is my gain. I've gained another Zelos. This would actually be my 20th. So I have 20 Zelos watches. Yes, it's a sickness. No, I don't want the cure. I'm very happy. Can't wait for the GMTs to come out at the end of April. That's going to be a beauty. And you'll see it here on this channel when it does. Anyway, I'm going to wrap my video up right there. I'm going to say my usual spiel. If you like the video, a thumbs up would be nice. If you're not already a subscriber, go ahead and click the subscribe button if you want. And don't forget to click the bell icon so when I make another video, you're alerted. Comments, questions, suggestions down there. The only thing I ask is that you keep it clean. And don't get nasty. Don't need that in my life. Don't want it, and you'll be deleted and blocked. So, have a good rest of the day to everyone, and I hope to see you in the next video.